Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to my channel for another third-party unlicensed 1/6 scale accessory unboxing and review video. Now today we are taking a look at two Thor weapons by the company ASToys. Now, the reason I picked these up will become more apparent in just a second. Do bear in mind though, these are third-party unlicensed, unofficial product. I picked up mine from Comic Sanctorum. I have popped the link in the description below for your reference purposes only. This is not a promotional video, this is a review on two Thor accessories I picked up for my own personal collection. Now let's start with Stormbreaker first. Now if you'll remember, the endgame version of Bro Thor actually came with the much larger size Stormbreaker that was accurate to how we see it in the MCU, whereas the Infinity War version came with a much smaller Stormbreaker that was based on early concept art. This is pretty much a copy of the much larger Stormbreaker, so now you can give your Infinity War Thor a proper, accurate, true-to-scale Stormbreaker, and you don't have to have your endgame one displayed without his. We will get into the paint applications and detail of this guy in just a second. Now it does come with those batteries that you saw a second ago and a bunch of lightning effects, just like we saw with the official version from Hot Toys. I also, at the same time, saw this on the site and I thought, yeah, we may as well take a look at Mjolnir as well, just in case you have an older version of Thor that doesn't have the light-up Mjolnir. This is pretty much exactly that. And surprisingly, there is a bit of weight to it. Also, as you can see, the plastic tab clearly denotes that yes, this will light up. What we are going to do now though, is get all of the stuff that these two weapons come with laid out in the light box and take a closer look. Here we have them both, plus all of the lightning effects that come with Stormbreaker. You also get an instruction sheet that shows you exactly how and where to attach them, plus how to install the batteries and activate the light-up effect. As for Mjolnir, it's pretty straightforward. It literally is just what you see here, Mjolnir itself. Now you can remove the tab in order to activate the light-up effect. I will dim the studio lights in just a second, so we can see what the LEDs actually look like in a darker environment. As for Mjolnir itself, it's pretty much what we've come to expect from Thor's hammer in 1/6 scale. Now, comparing it to the Mjolnir that came with the Hot Toys Endgame Thor, let's be honest, the Hot Toys one looks way better. The detail is sharper, the paint applications are crisper, and there is just a ton more detail on the surface. It's also a lot more reflective. But say for instance you have one of the older Thors that don't have the LED Mjolnir, this will still be an upgrade. It is made of plastic rather than die-cast, and you have a pleather strap down below. Will this degrade over time? Potentially, but again, only time will tell. I do like the pitting and a little bit of wear and tear on the edges of Mjolnir. You can make out just a subtle bit of shading right around the edge there. Up on top, you do have the inscription and the detail around the side of the hammer itself. Now, moving on to Stormbreaker, this thing is an absolute beast. Now, comparing it to the Stormbreaker that came with the Hot Toys Endgame Thor, as you can see, it's pretty much a carbon copy. They're exactly the same size. It's just the paint applications that are different. The Hot Toys one is slightly more reflective, and surprisingly a little bit darker. It has more of a gunmetal finish versus this ASToys version that simply looks more like a chrome silver. You still do have some speckling of dirt and grime on the surface, or it could be metal pitting, and some gold down in the crevices, plus the inscriptions are there. I don't know if this is a recast of the Hot Toys one, because down below there is actually a little bit of a different detail for the bottom of the handle. The handle itself looks just fine. It looks like wood. It's got multiple washes in the crevices and some dry brushing of lighter brown on the surface. But by far the biggest reason why you're going to want to pick this up is what it looks like compared to the Infinity War version. The handle is way smaller, and the top part is also a lot bigger on the ASToys one. Now, I don't exactly know why Hot Toys didn't sell Stormbreaker separately when they knew full well that this one was not accurate. But as you can see, it's a massive upgrade. Quite literally, this version is a lot larger. You also do get a bunch of these energy effects. As I said, I will show you them on Stormbreaker, and they're done in this translucent clear/blue plastic, just like we saw from Hot Toys. But if you are wondering what they look like on Stormbreaker, here we have it, and as you can see, it's pretty much a complete transformation. The lightning effects are very extensive. They go from the tip all the way to the back, down to the midpoint on the handle. Now, they are translucent, so it's not like you can't see the axe portion of Stormbreaker underneath, but I think this is just a little bit too busy for my tastes. In my display, I prefer to remove the lightning on the sides, keep the effect on the handle and the front and the back of the axe portion, and I think this is a really nice effect. However, if that doesn't suit you, you can mix and match. That's the benefit of having so many lightning effects. It's very modular, and it can be personalized depending on what you prefer. As promised, I have turned down the lights in the studio so we can get a better look at the LEDs inside these weapons. Now, to activate Mjolnir, you simply twist the handle and it comes to life. As you can see, a super bright blue LED up on top, and it does extend around the sides and the front and back. This has been cast in a translucent plastic with a very thin coat of silver paint on the surface. Now, on the inside, it's not just a flat mold, there's kind of this swirly effect, so it does look like lightning has been trapped inside the hammer. It's a very neat effect, and it works in the same way as the Hot Toys Mjolnir. As for Stormbreaker, the LEDs are activated in a slightly different way. This section underneath the back part of the axe is a capacitive button, and when you touch it, it starts to glow. It doesn't just switch on instantly, it very subtly fades in, which is a nice touch until it gets to its brightest point. Now, unlike Mjolnir, the LEDs are a little bit harder to spot. You can see them at the front and they do kind of dim towards the edge of the blade, which is understandable as the plastic gets thinner but also more dense at the same time, meaning it's slightly less transparent. Around the back, it kind of stops right about here, because that's where the battery compartment is, and that can't be translucent. Either way, I haven't purchased these for their LED effects, but for those wondering what they look like, well, there you have it. Here we have the Infinity War Thor holding the ASToys Mjolnir and Stormbreaker. And as you can see, this Stormbreaker is huge, but it's far more accurate. It's pretty much exactly what I was hoping for going into this. Now, it might be slightly too big for you, and I totally understand if it is. The one that he comes with is far more manageable. Because this Stormbreaker is so big, it's also a little bit heavy, so it can be quite challenging to pose him holding it. But if you do and you get it looking just right, it's bang on in terms of screen accuracy. As for Mjolnir, it's not really all that much to write home about. I mean, it's identical to the Hot Toys light-up Mjolnir in sculpt and shape and size, it's just the paint applications and details that are slightly different. So no complaints at all for it. It serves as a worthy upgrade if you do have the metal die-cast Mjolnirs from back in the day, and you now find yourself wanting a light-up one that's a little bit lighter so it doesn't stress out your Thor's wrist pegs as much. This will do exactly that. So now, at the end of the video, can I honestly say that the big honkin' Stormbreaker is an upgrade over the OG from Infinity War? Yeah, For me, it absolutely is. It's way more accurate, it's the correct size, and I really do like the light up effect, even though, yeah, it's going to die very quickly, and it's not something that you're going to have lit up permanently in your display. Now, don't forget, as I said earlier, these are both third-party, unlicensed, unofficial items. I got mine from Comic Sanctorum. I have included the link in the description below for your reference purposes only. This is by no means a promotional video, this is a review on 2 Thor accessories I picked up for my own personal collection. While you are down in the description, why not check out the link to 6 Scale Network, the Facebook group. Come along, chat figures, share photos of your collection, and of course, see what's coming up next on the channel. Like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll catch you in the next video.